excited. This is the last video of the night. I thought that top foods for women was going to be the last one, but I decided, I was like, I think they need to know a little bit more. And besides, I'm probably going to do all fitness, like all great workouts next week. So one of those things where I just wanted to get a little more into food because I love food, and food is one of the most essential ways to losing weight. A lot of people don't really know that. They think that, oh, just working out is how you can obtain certain goals that you have set for yourself when it comes to losing weight, but that's not the case. You have to change. It's a lifestyle change, and so I want to help you guys. And I have the top 10 veggies. Now, when everybody thinks of vegetables, they're like, that's boring, I don't want to hear about that, why are we talking about vegetables? Yuck. But we still need vegetables because they're wonderful. They help us, and they are from the earth. God put them here. So we have to utilize what the Lord gave us. So the first one, number one, is tomatoes. Even though technically a lot of people say that tomatoes are fruit, and they are fruit, most of the time they're served as a vegetable, like with salad and things of that nature. But they are full of red orbs. And the little orbs are like the little seeds, but you can eat those orbs. And they're known for fighting cancer. Also, they're chock full of vitamin E goodness. They service you with all the vitamins from vitamin A to vitamin K. That's amazing. Not a lot of vegetables, are able to obtain that many vitamins in them, and it's natural. Nobody combined it. It's not man-made. So it's one of those things we just have to take in and say, okay, you have my heart. No, just and they also keep your blood pressure in check. So it's just a wonderful thing. You can slice up some tomatoes and put them in some salad, and you'll be set. And you'll be helping your blood pressure stay at its normal rate. You'll also be getting vitamin A through K. So to me, and fighting cancer. So to me, I think that it's a win-win situation. I can't see anything wrong. And that was the first one that came up. Number two is broccoli. Broccoli also is a disease. It has disease-fighting potential, and it's full of antioxidants that help reduce the risk of stomach, lung cancer, and also boosts your immunity to colds and flu. So, I mean, that's a wonderful thing also, because especially around flu season, I was eating a lot of broccoli. And you know what? I have not gotten a flu vaccination ever. Ever. So I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but do I think you need it? No. My whole family has never gotten a flu vaccination. I think when the flu started to become popular, none of us had it. But I think I had it when I was like 3 or 4 or something. Maybe. That's what my parents say, but I don't even remember. Number 3, the third one. Brussels sprouts. You're like, ew, that's disgusting. But actually, if they're steamed, also the website I'm going to put down low, that link, for every food that I list, that I tell you about, it gives you a good recipe, so that the food, you don't have to eat it raw, and it doesn't have to be disgusting. You can find ways to make food taste good if you want to. That's the thing. You have to put the energy in the work and the time to make it taste good. So it's kind of a should I, shan't I? You shan't. You should do that. So, but it's great for pregnant women because it is packed with those, what are they? Vitamin B helpers. And it also prevents the neural, the neural tubes defects. When you're pregnant, you have to make sure that all your tubes are working correctly, because the baby, that all the baby is, he's, they're in there. And then also the tubes. I heard one horrible story about a baby. He got choked by his umbilical cord, and it was just terrifying when I heard it. I was like, oh my God, like that. It was very, very shocking and alarming to hear about that. I could not believe it in my wildest dreams. I was like, oh my God, that is horrible. Um, but anyway, it also is packed with vitamin C and K, as well as fiber, potassium, and omega 3 fatty acids. So it is a great Brussels sprouts. I wouldn't dog them for a minute. And I mean, it all depends on how somebody cooks them. A lot of people think that foods are nasty because of how people cook them. But if you learn how to cook them well, you can make anything taste good. That's what I believe. Number 4 is carrots. And you know, these orangey wonders are loaded with eye, skin, and hair enriching nutrients. And I think everybody really knows that the keratin in it just is for eye, skin, and hair. I think that people, they kind of remember that when they go to anatomy. They're like, I know one thing. I know keratin leads to eye, skin, and hair, and that's all. That's all they come in anatomy with, and it is so hilarious. But I mean, that's the truth. That's the honest to God truth. And they also are the richest vegetable source of some important antioxidants like vitamin A. It's kind of hard to find vitamin A, because unless you have, like, you take the actual capsules, a lot of foods don't really provide vitamin A. You hear vitamin B, C, E. You hear about that all the time, but a lot of people don't put vitamin A. But also, it has vitamin C in it also, and the carrots also protect your cardiovascular system from damage, and that's wonderful. It just protects your heart, and you know, you need heart protection. And I'm not talking about when a guy breaks your heart. I'm talking about protection as though making sure that it's beating right, making sure that everything that it has to happen happens well, and it's functioning right. That's what I mean. Number 5, squash. Squash is a great source of anti-inflammatory nutrients like vitamin C, especially summer squash, because they can help threat dozens of conditions like asthma, osteoporosis, and arthritis. And squash also is rich in potassium, magnesium, and fiber. So, I mean, there's so, like, a lot of these foods, when I did the other videos, I realized that a lot of these foods have the same kind of properties. And I didn't connect it until just now. And that's really weird. But and it just rang in my head. I don't know, it's so weird. But number 6, sweet potatoes. This root veggie has dozens of anti-cancer nutrients like vitamin A. That's one of those rare ones we were talking about, and vitamin C. They're also a good source of fiber and iron. And not only do they give you energy, they also help you regulate your digestive system because of fiber. So, and you know, a lot of these that I'm saying were in my other segments, like top 10 foods for women, top 10 foods for men, and top 10 foods for children. So a lot of these things keep on circling and cycling and all that, but that's fine, because that means that also we know that the information most likely is reliable. I learned that when you hear information more than once in different sources, that's how you know that it's something reliable that you can actually listen to. Number 7, eggplants. High in heart healthy nutrients, eggplants are rich in antioxidants that protect your brain cells from damage. That's something that a lot of food does not do. Only the ones that are high in vitamin B might. might because they have anything to do with cell reproduction whatsoever. But eggplants, so many people have said that eggplants have actually helped with cell brain cell damage. So that's one thing that's really important. And everybody needs a brain and a heart to live. So those are those two things that you kind of really need to be focused on. So I think that everybody should try to find some way to like it, at least like eggplant. At least say I'm gonna eat this maybe once a week or something, because it's one of these important kind of foods. Like you really just kind of need it. But they also are loaded with potassium and fiber, and it also may regulate and reduce the risk of stroke and dementia. And dementia, I also believe, is a brain defect. So I mean, it's really important, and you got to make sure that I mean, and I'm gonna look up what dementia really is so I can explain it in another video. But it's a you gotta make sure that you're working on every part of your body, not just the parts that you want people to see. You also have to work on the other parts, and also mental health is important too. That's and a lot of people don't really include that, but it is. It's so important because so many people I know that my great aunt just recently died from Alzheimer's. So when it comes to all aspects being healthy, you gotta you really really have to make sure that you're not being one-sided when it comes to that. But number 8, bell peppers. Whether you prefer red, orange, yellow, whatever, they're packed with tons, dozens of heart healthy nutrients, and research has recently shown that if you have a pepper every day, you'll lower the risk of lung cancer, colon, bladder, and pancreatic cancer. That's amazing. That is 5 cancers that you can just basically, I would say, eliminate because, hey, if you eat it every day, the likelihood that you're going to have it, a little slim to none. So, I mean, like I said, and I'm not telling you this to try to tell you what to do. I'm telling you this so you are armed with the knowledge because a lot of people don't like this saying, but knowledge is power. And if you don't know history and you don't know what's right from wrong, you can't ever do what's right. You'll be stuck in a pattern of behavior that's just not okay. Number 9, almost done. Number 9, spinach. It's packed with almost every vitamin and nutrient you need. That is amazing. When I saw that, I was like, wow. And that's why I was discussing with you guys, please, when you're cooking kale, when you're cooking cabbage, all that kind of stuff, make sure you don't take away all of the nutrients because you're trying to make sure that it tastes the bomb. Season it very well, but don't cook it so hard that there is no nutritional value in it anymore. And also, scientists believe that a diet heavy in spinach may prevent everything from heart disease to colon and cancer and arthritis. So it's very, very important. And I think that if everyone makes it a goal to try to do and keep on doing, there will be so the change in how much we hear about people dying from certain diseases, it'll be so much less. And that's really also what I want. Because, like I said, when I lost my aunt, it was very traumatic. And I think the most traumatic part was when I saw, after the funeral, when we were at the actual burial grounds, and her coffin started to sink into the ground. I think that's what made the whole experience real. It took over me, and I just burst into tears. I was my mother's support system because that was her closest aunt, and I'm and when that happened, I I just was overwhelmed with so many emotions and so many things that I wish I had have appreciated. And it makes you think about other people have people in their life that they care about. And that's also what I want to do. I want to touch those people too. I want to help them in ways that a lot of people don't get help. Oh, I'm sorry. But last but not least, onions. Onions help with people suffering from um, osteoporosis. If you have it or if you're in risk of having it, it helps. It also slows down your body's loss of calcium, and they're loaded with vitamin C and B, which is useful in fighting against heart disease and diabetes. So I really do hope that I touched you all, and that also from sharing a piece of me that you feel like I'm not just some kid that is doing this for no reason. I'm really doing this because I care about people, and I know that I have a purpose in life, which is to teach others. We have to pass on the word of God and of everything we learn, and we have to make sure that we keep on teaching and helping each other and bringing each other up, because you never know who you're going to touch and when you're going to touch them. And I just hope that I'm touching people by what I'm doing. Um, that's it for today, though. This was the uh, top 10 vegetables, and I really just hope that you all take into what I said. And also, if I said anything wrong or if there's anything that is not quite right, please comment underneath, like, dislike. Just give me some feedback so then I can make better videos, because that's all we're here for. We're all here to teach each other. And that's it. I hope everyone has a blessed and wonderful week ahead of us. And we're about to start going back to school soon. So I just hope everybody's ready for that. Everybody, have a good night. Bye, YouTube.